Freakier Friday has Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan once again returning in their roles. And this time around, Lindsay Lohan's character, she has a teenage daughter and then a soon-to-be stepdaughter. And, of course, shit starts happening again, with the body swapping shit. When the four of them, Jamie Lee Curtis, Lindsay Lohan, and the two kids, all swap bodies with each other. Okay, Freakier Friday. Now, before I get into my thoughts on this one, let's do a little recap on what I thought about the first Freaky Friday, which was a remake. It's good. It's a really good movie. A really fun early 2000s Disney comedy. It's, in my opinion, that and the 1976 original are both great, good Disney movies. Nothing wrong with them. Now, we get to this sequel to the remake. And while I can't say that it's a terrible movie, it's not. There's definitely some redeeming qualities here. This movie is a mess. A gigantic mess. Before I get into the negatives, I want to talk about the few positives I have here. Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis, both fantastic in this movie. It's great to see Lindsay Lohan doing very well since she struggled with addiction years ago. It's nice to see that she fully recovered. She's become better. And yeah, she still has talent in terms of acting. She's really great here. And yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis is great as well. There are some other performances in this movie that are good. Like the chick that plays the teenage daughter, I thought she was really good. There's some good comedy here. Some of the comedy really does work. So I'll give it that. And I'm not going to lie, there is some charm here. This movie does still bring some of that charm from the first Freaky Friday back here. It's undeniable that this is a very likable movie. It's not a movie that I loved or anything, but I do think this is a very watchable, likable film. Now, in terms of my issues, this movie's very convoluted. I don't think you needed to have 4 people swapping bodies. That really complicates things. This movie's really hard to follow in that regard. And also, this movie is so nostalgia baity. This movie relies, just like Happy Gilmore 2, which this is a much better film than Happy Gilmore 2, I must clarify. But just like Happy Gilmore 2, this movie frequently uses callbacks to the first one. And I don't think that was really necessary. I mean, I get it. This came out over 20 years after the first one, but that being said, I don't think it really needed to be as nostalgia baity as it was. And also, this movie, I think, moves too slow. I don't know if it's because of the overcomplicated plot that it has, and it made me less interested in what was going on. But this movie felt long. This movie's just under 2 hours, and it felt just a bit longer. So, yeah, this movie isn't entirely paced that well. And while there's some funny moments in this movie, there's some undeniably funny moments here, but a lot of the comedy really does not land. There's a lot of moments in this movie that are just not funny, and a lot of that is to some very, painfully modernized dialogue. Yeah, it's 2025, so you gotta have some very, aggressively modernized dialogue here just to try to appeal to the younger generations that are going to be seeing this movie with their parents. And, yeah, that's just it here. This movie feels like it was made by someone who was out of touch with the current generation. It comes off as a movie that was made by a guy, let's say he's about maybe Gen X, and he's trying to figure out what the kids like nowadays. So he tries to incorporate all that shit into the script, but he has no idea what he's actually doing, so it kind of comes off as desperate and out of touch. That's just the problem here. And here's the big one. So this movie was released theatrically, but it comes off as a movie that was originally made for Disney Plus. It doesn't feel like a theatrically released movie. It doesn't feel cinematic enough to really be enjoyed on the big screen. It feels like, yeah, they were originally planning this for a Disney Plus release all along, and then they realized, wait a minute, this is a very nostalgia baity movie. Let's put this in theaters. People might go and see it because, nostalgia sells, baby. But yeah, in the end, Freakier Friday, while not a great movie by any means, it's not terrible. It's enjoyable enough, especially if you're like a big fan of the first one. You'll probably really enjoy this quite a bit. It's got some great elements to it, like Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis. They're great as usual. There's some good, funny humor here, and it does retain that charm. But it's just overly complicated, and I don't know. There are some scenes where the humor does not land, and yeah, it just doesn't feel very theatrical to me. It doesn't feel very cinematic. I am going to give Freakier Friday a C+.